What is up, guys? We're back with another video, and today, I know I'm a bit late on this, I finally want to talk about the Iron Fist buff and them Netties pushing Iron Fist finally with like the last nail in the coffin, dead straight into the tank buster role, and how I believe Daredevil also fits in to this situation, why they decided to do it with Iron Fist and all that jazz. So I guess I want to start by talking about the change they made to Iron Fist. It's been no secret that they have been pushing Iron Fist into the tank busting role since season 1.5. And if you guys watch my videos or you know me, I've been very vocal about the fact that I don't like the direction they're pushing Iron Fist into. Because I don't believe the tank busting role is quite... I don't believe it's the most enjoyable play style for his kit. I don't think it's the most enjoyable thing. It might work pretty well. You might make him kind of viable in a way that's more, I guess, fair or like untoxic to the game, because another diver, like too many divers, might not be the greatest thing for the game. And the Iron Fist, kind of the way you would dive on Iron Fist, because you're getting in someone's face, it would be kind of annoying to face, even if it wasn't that powerful. It would just be annoying. But it made it so much fun. And so I think I'm not the only one that's been thinking this way since they started doing this with Iron Fist. However, this recent buff, for the very first time in a while, didn't come with a subsequent nerf to our squishy damage. It was a flat 5%, I believe, somewhere between like 3 and 8% depending on their health. Right, it was the same, same against squishies, but starting at like 275 up, it scales up to group, which is like around 8 or 9% more damage. I think it was maybe more like 7 or 8. This is the first time they did it where they did not subsequently nerf our squishy damage. And if I'm being honest, this is also the very first time where I am content with Iron Fist being pushed into the tank busting role. And the reason why is I believe at the current point of where we are in the game, with Daredevil coming in, I actually believe this is the right, as much as I actually don't like it, I believe this is the right decision for the game. You have Daredevil coming in the game, who is very much taking a large part of Season 1 Iron Fist's role, which is heavy, melee-only squishy damage. Akin to a diver. He also is going to be, in my opinion, a hybrid of like Mr. Fantastic, Season 4 Iron Fist and Season 1 Iron Fist, because he is going to have decent brawling. So he's going to have decent brawling with his, he can get a lot of overhealth. You guys saw with his Devil's Chain River and his other thing. He gets a lot of overhealth. He's going to be pretty good at brawling, especially because of his busted parry ability. His brawling will be great. His diving will be great, and his ability to peel, like a Mr. Fantastic can, in a way, will also be great, because he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to the divers, and the fact that he can see them, right? So he's taking a role that Iron Fist doesn't really have anymore, which is his ability to snuff out squishies. Back in Season 1, when I would play Iron Fist, it would be so much easier to 1v1 a magic. You block, like you could go in front of the demon and block and get a bunch of overhealth, and you can pretty easily win the 1v1. With the Panther, there was also a decent chance, but I'm finding that like I just don't deal enough damage after all the nerfs to our squishy damage. It is so hard to deal with divers. Whenever I'm dealing with divers on Iron Fist, the best I can do, and my goal usually, is just to shut them down, not really to kill them. If there's a Psylocke with a Flake or a BP, BP's a bit different. If you catch them before they dive, you could pick them out. But like a Magic or a Psylocke with a Flake, my goal usually isn't to kill them, but to push them off, to have them back off, to contest them so they can't dive. I believe Daredevil will do this much better, though, because he'll be able to actually kill them with his much higher squishy damage. And so, and also like his ability to wall run and his grappling hook, he's going to take a very large portion of Iron Fist's previous role, which is why I think Iron Fist being pushed, although it hurts me to see it, because I believe Iron Fist was so much more fun back when he had his much more of a diving role. Now, like, this is the final nail in the coffin where his value busting tanks is just so much higher than his diving value. I'm gonna make a guide in when the new season comes out, because he will still in my opinion, follow like the golden rotation, where you will still dive at times. It's just your ability to kill squishies is going to be so much worse than your ability to kill tanks. You're really, really, really pushed into Brawler Fist. Like, this Iron Fist should have been 50-50 dive brawl, but they really tipped the scales a lot to make it to where he's probably like 80-20 brawl to dive. However, the only reason why I believe this is the right decision for the game right now is because of the role overlap with Daredevil. Because the fact that Daredevil is taking some of the spot that Iron Fist used to have, I do believe there's at least something, if you liked old Iron Fist, there is at least something to look forward to, which is now you have the choice of if you want to play the melee assassin that feels a bit more like Season 0 Iron Fist or Season 1 Iron Fist. You could choose to play Daredevil. Or if you want to embrace the new Brawler Fist and have fun with tank busting, you could play Iron Fist. And so now there's at least an option that we have, which in my opinion at least makes me feel a little bit better, because I still deep down don't like the direction they took Iron Fist in. But I'm trying to look towards the future. I'm trying to look towards the future, to what's next, to what we have now, because I know we're not going to go back to Season 0 Iron Fist, and we never will. They're never going to do it. No matter how much we cry and scream and say we want it, they're not going to do it. So my goal with this video is I want to talk about why I'm actually beginning to become content with the way things are with Iron Fist. And especially how Daredevil taking that early role of Iron Fist can actually make it more enjoyable. Now, this is very hingent on Daredevil being as fluid and fun as he looks in all the early access reviews. He might not be as fun as we imagine. And for me, Iron Fist will always feel like home. His kit is just so amazing. But I think Daredevil is a really close relative to Iron Fist in terms of how he's played. And so I do think there is something to look forward to in the new tank-busting Iron Fist, and how they can kind of work together and actually possibly be on the same team and get value out of each other. A Daredevil going for a dive while an Iron Fist makes use of that distraction and deals damage to the tanks. That could be a great strategy. I already do that when I see a Magic or a Psylocke or Venom or Captain America on my team. If they have a strong backline or strong peeling ability, I might just go for tanks. If they have like a Bucky plus 2 really powerful primary supports, plus and maybe another tank like a Mag that can bubble the supports, I might wait till my Venom dies and make use of that dive and just deal damage to tanks rather than diving with him. And so now with the Daredevil, this could also be done the same way. Now, Daredevil can also do the same thing Iron Fist can do now, which is deal with off angles. He can do it pretty well, and probably even better than Iron Fist can do, because again, I think Daredevil is going to have incredible like 1v1 power, probably better than Iron Fist in my opinion, better than Iron Fist. But this, despite that, I actually think in a 1v1 Iron Fist versus Daredevil, I think it's going to be a pretty close matchup. I don't know. I think whoever wins that 1v1, if you're Iron Fist and you're facing a Daredevil, it's going to be who gets the better block. If Iron Fist parries 100 overhealth and Daredevil fucks up his parry, I think Iron Fist will win. And the same thing vice versa. So as for the future, I don't think we're going to get many more full melee characters for a while, because we did just get 2 straight full melee characters in a row. And so I do wonder in the future whether there might be a chance Iron Fist goes back to the way he was before. But at this point, it seems like it would be over a year away. I just don't see a reason for them to do it, because Iron Fist as a brawler does have a nice little niche. He does have a nice little niche with Wolverine. Wolverine and Iron Fist now have a little bit of overlap, which is the only hero really that has overlap, because all the melee, pretty much all the melee characters that are DPS are hard dive. Magic, BP, and now Daredevil. Now, again, Daredevil won't be really hard dive, but Wolverine and Iron Fist have that little tank busting melee role. There are tank busters that aren't melee, but the only real melee tank busters is now Iron Fist and Wolverine, which is why I believe in the grand scheme of the game and the balance and the ecosystem they're trying to create, where there's not too much of one type of hero, they're trying to like balance it out. I do think Brawler Fist is the healthiest choice for the game. And I do think it's also, it does address a little bit of the support problem, because people that like, they try to increase the amount of players playing support by not having dive be too, I guess, unbearable. And Iron Fist, I think that's why they were so scared after Season 2, and they really brought the hammer down on Iron Fist. It's because they're scared that support players aren't going to want to play as support anymore. Like, they make most of their money from support skins. Let's be honest. I bet most of the money they make is on, like, Luna skins. And supports are often hard to find sometimes. Everyone wants to play DPS. And so I do think that they want to lean towards encouraging support and making it more enjoyable. Stuff like Black Panther and Iron Fist are unenjoyable to face. Even though a Psylocke has a faster time to kill than Iron Fist, it's something about, because like I've played support against an Iron Fist. It's something about Iron Fist when he dives you. It's like a mosquito. It's like irritating. Versus a Black Panther is like a split second and you're dead. Psylocke, it's not quite a split second. It's close, but it's not quite. And you see her from a distance. It's not like a flash across your screen like BP. And so I understand that NetEase does want to tread lightly with these kinds of characters. And truth be told, as much as I love Season 0 Iron Fist, it's probably not the healthiest thing for the game or the best thing for the game going forward. As much as it breaks my heart to say, because I feel like his skill expression was much higher, and they single-handedly took him down to like 3 stars. On low elo, he's probably still about 3.5 stars in high elo. But there's still lots of things they can do to spice up the character to make it fun. I think they really missed the mark on Iron Fist Team Up. And I think in the future, they really need to give Iron Fist a team up that kind of brings back something that would make him enjoyable. I think a beautiful idea for Iron Fist, like this is just throwing off the top of my head here, but I think a beautiful thing they could do for Iron Fist, and I think this would actually get people like me and you a chance to experience Season 0 Fist again without having it be broken, by having him at some point in the future having a team up where he presses C, maybe it's on a 30-second cooldown, maybe a long cooldown, and for this, and he maybe for like when he does it, his flurry punches temporarily do increased damage to squishies, or something, whatever it may be, maybe an anti-heal that lasts for just a couple seconds in his flurry punches, something that, some kind of team up that would at least give you a chance to leverage his dive a bit more. Like, okay, I have this new support or this new whatever team up for this match. It's 30-second cooldown. I can get a nice dive, potentially pick a healer every 30 seconds. Something that would like bring out that skill expression back, because I just don't like the lack of variability with diving. It just feels like sometimes diving is just a matter of distraction. You don't really do anything anymore, which is a little bit of a shame. It's sure there's still value to it, but it's not fun, if you get what I mean. Yeah, there's value to it, but it's not fun. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe. A lot of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. It'll really help me out. As well as click the like button and turn on the bell for notifications so you can see when my next videos are. I do stream on Twitch as well as check out the Discord. We talk about all sorts of things there. And that's all I gotta say for today's video, guys. As always, take care.